Hey, it's Nick Morales here, the Real Estate Deal Junkie.
Let's get down to business. So let's get down to business.
Thanks so much for joining me here on this video. In this video, we're gonna jump a little bit more into step 4 of qualifying your leads. But instead of going the route of the 4 pillars and uncovering motivation, we're gonna jump into actually doing the math, to seeing if the deal actually makes sense. So once you've gone down that path and uncovered that motivation and done the 4 pillars that I've talked about in the previous video, you're gonna wanna make sure the math makes sense. So what you're gonna wanna do is first, you're gonna wanna get a ARV. What that stands for is after repair value. And then you're gonna wanna try to figure out the current value. The way to figure out current value, what we do in this office, because in Southern Nevada here in Las Vegas and then also in Northern Nevada, the markets are highly competitive right now. We're underwriting everything at 84% minus repairs. So what that means is if you have a house that's worth $100,000, that's the ARV. So that's the after repair value of what that house is worth. So if the house was 100% great, nothing wrong with it, brand new everything, that's where an ARV sits. So the way to find that though is to pull comps actually in that neighborhood. And actually I'll share a video that I thought was really great for that. And I'll share that in the link below. What you're gonna wanna do is once you get that number, the ARV, you're then gonna wanna minus that by 84%, or if you don't know what that percentage should be in your market, you wanna start talking to other investors and saying, hey, like, what are you buying your properties at if they're below market value? And they're gonna tell you probably 2 things. It really depends on how much work we have to put into it, but typically they're gonna have a baseline price of where they're buying them. In Nevada, it's about 84% minus repairs. So let me bring out my calculator here. So if you have a property that's worth, let's say $100,000 minus 84%, so that means that we wanna buy that thing for $84,000 or less. The reason that is because we haven't calculated for repairs yet. So let's say the property needs another $15,000 worth of repairs. And a way to get that number is to have your contractor or somebody that you know that may have good understanding of what building costs look like, go out there and actually take a look at that for you. We just base it off of a price per square foot. For in this example, if you're doing $84,000 is what the baseline 84% is, right? We want to minus that by, let's call it $15,000 worth of repairs, right? So that's coming out to a number of $69,000 is what we want to buy that property at. You're going to want to buy that property at $69,000 because you're going to have to put $15,000 worth of repairs into it. And then you're going to want to have to sell it at $100,000. After paying realtor fees and all that, you should have a slim margin there where you should make your money. And that's how a flip is done. There is also another process called wholesaling that I will go into in another video. And that's when you're figuring out, once you have the deal, what makes the most sense to do there. But right now, I just want to go over the simple math of how you should be buying these properties. In our markets here in Nevada, we're doing 84% minus repairs. So you can easily do that with a price per square foot number. I'm just going to throw a number out here. Let's say the property is a 1,200 square foot property. And let's say that in that area, and you can ask contractors this as well, that do full remodels by just calling around and asking them, what is your typical price per square foot that they're charging to do a finish work? Make sure you're asking for finish work. And if they say, hey, you know, it's probably going to cost you about $25 to $27 a square foot right now, depending on the market. Once again, some markets are a lot less. My market is around that number. You're looking at a 1,200 square foot place times 24. You're looking at about a $28,000 rehab for that property. That's pretty standard with what we do in our area. Typically, if it's just cosmetic, you're looking around that $20-some thousand. So you're going to want to take that number minus the 84%, and then that's what we call an MAO, which is max allowable offer. So that max allowable offer is the math equation that comes from 84% minus repairs. And all these things could change by depending on the market you're in. So make sure you're speaking with other investors and asking them what they're doing, because the best way to get these numbers is by asking other investors in your market. You'd be surprised on how many of them will happily share this information with you, because then maybe you'll sell them a deal or that they can help you work together on another deal. So make sure that you are networking with other people in your market. If you're in my markets in Nevada, I'm happy to share with you exactly what we're doing as well. So hopefully we can do a deal together. Thank you so much for joining me here on this video. If you have any questions, make sure to comment below and I'll make sure to respond back to them. If you liked this video and you saw some value, hit like on it. Make sure you subscribe as well, because I'll be going into these videos once again every Monday and Wednesday on how you can use these 7 simple steps to get deals right now in your market. Thank you so much for your time.
Let's get down to business. So let's get down to business.
Hey, this is Nick Morales, the Real Estate Deal Junkie. One more time, he's saying. Not getting the person qualified as saying that